All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're diving into a powerful roadmap designed specifically for minority entrepreneurs who are ready to make their mark in government contracting, or as we know it, GovCon. So, first things first, let's talk about the sheer scale of the opportunity here. The US government is literally the biggest buyer of goods and services on the planet. The opportunity is massive. So the question isn't really if there's a piece of the pie for you, but how you can strategically position your business to go out and get it. But, let's be real for a second. Especially for minority owned businesses, that path into GovCon can feel like an uphill battle. Success here isn't just about working harder than everyone else, it's about planning smarter. And that's exactly what this is, your roadmap to planning smarter. 1. The GovCon landscape, the call to adventure. I want you to think of the whole GovCon world as this huge, sprawling territory, kind of like a call to adventure, but just like any great quest, it comes with its own very specific set of challenges, especially for minority entrepreneurs. It's really important to just name these challenges right up front. We're talking about real systemic hurdles, things like limited access to capital, not seeing enough representation, and that constant exhausting feeling of having to prove yourself over and over again. Acknowledging this reality is the first and maybe the most important step to overcoming it. 2. Forging your compass, the mentor's gift. So, with a landscape like that, how in the world do you find your way? Well, every hero on a journey needs a compass, right? In business, that compass is your strategic plan. It's the tool that keeps you pointed in the right direction, especially when things get complicated. Every single journey has to start with a destination in mind. And your vision statement, well, it's way more than just some corporate speak on a website. It should be a vivid, exciting picture of where you want your company to be down the road. You got to ask yourself, what is the ultimate impact I want to make here? Okay, so if the vision is the what, the big destination, then the mission statement is the how. It's your game plan. It outlines the specific actions, strategies, and solutions you're going to use every single day to make that vision a reality. It's practical, it's grounded, and it's absolutely crucial. Now that your compass is set, you need a map of the actual terrain. And that map, my friends, is a SWOT analysis. It is such a powerful tool for getting a really honest look at where you stand right now. This whole framework just organizes your thinking so well. On the internal side, you've got your strengths, maybe you've got some unique expertise or a special certification, and then you have your weaknesses, maybe a gap in resources. Then you look outside. What are the opportunities? Maybe a new government initiative. And what are the threats? Things like new competitors or changing rules. When you're done, you've got this incredible 360-degree view of your entire situation. 3. Charting your course. The quest begins. All right, you got your compass, you got your map laid out. Now it is time to actually chart the course. This is the moment we go from big, inspiring ideas to actual concrete steps. The quest really begins right here. Vague goals just get you vague results. You can't just say, I want to grow my business. That's not a plan. You've got to use the SMART framework. Your goals have to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. So instead of win more contracts, a SMART goal sounds like this: win 3 new contracts in cybersecurity, each worth at least $50,000 within the next 12 months. See the difference? It's night and day. So those SMART goals tell you what you're going to do. Brainstorming is how you figure out the best way to get it done. And this isn't just about throwing a bunch of ideas on a whiteboard and hoping for the best. It's about using structured techniques to come up with some genuinely new solutions. And there are some really great tools you can use. You've got mind mapping for those of us who are visual thinkers. There's brainwriting, which is great for making sure everyone's ideas get heard. And one of my favorites for GovCon is reverse brainstorming, where you actually ask, what are all the ways we could possibly fail at this? It's a fantastic way to find weaknesses in your plan before they become real problems. The key is finding the right tool for your team. 4, executing your plan, the climax of the journey. And that brings us to the most critical part of this whole thing, because you can have the best plan in the world, the clearest destination, but it means absolutely nothing if you don't actually do the work. This is the climax of your journey. Execution, a strategic plan that's just sitting on a shelf collecting dust, it's completely useless. To actually bring it to life, you have to translate those big goals into a concrete timeline with real deadlines. Who is responsible for what and by when? This is where your strategy stops being a document and starts becoming reality. And that process moves in these really clear phases. First, you finalize the plan and figure out your resources. Then you launch your key projects with clear owners. After that, and this is key, you constantly monitor your progress using what are called key performance indicators, or KPIs. And finally, you look at the results and you adjust. It's not a straight line, it's a living, breathing cycle. 5, sustaining success, achieving mastery. You know, winning one contract, that's a huge victory. But building a business that thrives year after year, that's mastery. The journey doesn't just stop when you hit a goal, it evolves into a process of continuous growth and improvement. And this is something you've really got to take to heart. Strategic planning is a dynamic and ongoing process that requires regular monitoring and evaluation. The market changes, government priorities change, and your plan has to be nimble enough to change right along with them. So, true long term success in GovCon really comes down to this relentless focus on getting better. It's about adapting, it's about learning from every single proposal, the ones you win and the ones you lose. And it's about building those strategic partnerships that can open up whole new worlds of opportunity. And that brings us to the final and honestly the most important question of all. Now that you've seen the roadmap, what is the very first strategic step that you are going to take? Is it writing that vision statement? Is it doing that SWOT analysis? Whatever it is, the journey to elevate and excel in GovCon starts right now.